I think you turned pro back in 2019, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that's back then. Did you think you'd be at this stage in your career 2 years later?
Do you know what? No, I didn't, honestly. It's come around pretty quick. Like 2 years from turning pro to fighting for the Cage Warriors title is pretty amazing, to be honest. But it's just all down to consistency. I was fighting regular. I've been working hard. I've not got out of the gym at all in those years. And I've progressed my level on so much in those 2 years as well. And another thing is, when I turned pro, I already knew the level I was at. When I turned over pro, I think I could have competed with the best in Europe then. So I was ready for the opportunity at that time. It was just about getting the experience and getting the fights in. And I've done that because I take my training very seriously. I take my nutrition very seriously. So I've stayed active. Do you know what I mean? I've stayed training and stayed getting better. And that's ultimately why I've been able to put myself in this spot so early on, where a lot of other fighters have a bit more of a rough and tumble career. And, you know, they might be pro for 5, 6, 7 years before they get the shot that I'm getting now. But I'm just so much more professional than all those guys. And I do it right. And that's why I've ended up where I am today.
Yeah. Not fighting anyone. Fighting everyone with a good, winning record has definitely helped progress that as well, I think.
1,000,000%. Like I said before, most fighters get into it and they fight a few journeymen, a few bums, pad the record a little bit, and before they get on the bigger shows like Cage Warriors, where for me, I started my pro career on Cage Warriors, you know what I mean? So my first pro fight was against someone who was 4-0. So I'm constantly fighting a good level of competition. And that's why I'm only 6 fights deep into my career, but I'm so experienced now and so comfortable in the big fights and in big spots because I've been doing it since I turned pro. So, yeah, this feels, obviously it's a big occasion and a big moment in my career, but it doesn't feel like a big moment to me. It feels like the right next step. Do you know what I mean? So I'm 100% ready for this shot, and I can't wait to get in there and fight for the Cage Warriors title next week.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear, man. Given another 2 years, then where do you see yourself then?
Challenging for the UFC title, to be honest. I see myself realistically. I don't want to look past this fight, right? This is like the biggest fight of my career so far. This is the first milestone that I've set myself to achieve. So all my focus is on this fight right now. But saying that, I think personally I'm going to win this belt on Thursday night. Probably defend it once, hopefully close to home in Liverpool or Manchester. Sell out a show there and headline it, get even more valuable experience, and then get signed to the UFC. So next year I want to be getting in the mix with the UFC guys, and I'm planning on doing in the UFC what I've done on Cage Warriors, running through everyone and finishing them all. So I reckon my time to the top won't be that long. So you're looking 2-3 years, I could be challenging for a UFC world title. So that's definitely not out of the realm of possibility for me.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, mate. Hopefully get you, Molly and Paddy on the card.
Oh, 1,000,000%. I think they were. Do you know what? I think now, especially the amount Paddy's blown up, they're going to bring a UFC back to Liverpool at some point. They're going to have to. Do you know what I mean? There's so many UK-based fighters, and a lot of them are up north now. Do you know what I mean? So the UFC London card that they normally do, I can see why they do it in London, but I don't see why in the next year or two they couldn't get Paddy headlining a show in Anfield. Do you know what I mean? Or get one in Goodison and get Molly on it, whatever. And that's perfect opportunity for me to get signed and make my UFC debut being a local fighter. So that's what I see happening. Or maybe just the UFC London, we'll see. But it's definitely not too far away for me. And I just can't wait to get in there and get in the mix with all the best guys in the world and prove to myself and to everybody else the level I'm at.
No, I'm looking forward to it, mate. Can I get a prediction for you then? Can I get a prediction for you for your next fight? I've got to ask you now.
That's fine, yeah. I can predict that I'm going to get a finish and walk away with the Cage Warriors bantamweight title wrapped around my waist. And I'm going to say second round.
Yeah. Is that by submission or strikes?
I don't want to give too much away. Well, we don't know. Been working on my hands, could knock it out, so we'll see. But most likely it's going to be a rear naked choke in it. Let's be honest. That's what my last thing been.
Let's be honest.
But yeah. So, but we'll see. We'll say second round finish and Cage Warriors title wrapped around my waist, and I cannot wait for that.